start recording this soon. Okay, so we will start now with the introduction of PHP to our coding session. So we will learn now what is PHP and then also some things that you should know so that you can start coding in PHP as well. So again, before we start, there is materials in here. You can watch this. So you can visit the site. I have already uploaded the slides, by the way, including this. No, not this Schoology. Gibot na ako bago lang. Bago lang dyan. Alas. Don't say. Yes. Including this new one over here. So tomorrow, I won't be discussing new topics kaya okay, we will have a lab activity. So two lab activities, good for Thursday and Friday. So also access code is in the resource site. So I've seen people already joining, that's good. For the ganya po mo wala pa nanonood, please visit this resource site now so that tomorrow there's direction mo sa activity. Okay, so let's start first with one question. Let's start first with one question. What is PHP for you? You have seen it, right? I know some of you have zero experience with the web programming pa. Pero I'm asking because for sure you have seen your classmates before or advanced classmates that has used this. What do you guys think about PHP? Any opinions you can guys share? So the PHP, Philippine Peso. Yes, Maris. For sure, you have already seen some of your classmates taking this course. So you have seen PHP, diba? Para sa inyo, sa ng PHP. Nakita rin mo ba sila nag-coding gamit ng PHP? BB lang. Sila Vincent. Wala pa nila kapag si Vincent sa web. Ano yung ngalan dahil? What about yung Caddy? Ano South African? Ano sa? BB? Haven't you seen the works of your previous classmates from your other classes? Wala? Okay, so PHP is, of course, if you have listened to my discussions yesterday, a couple of discussions we had on last week, you already know that it's a scripting language. So in other words, it's a plug-in to a web server view. So PHP, by definition, is a server-side scripting language known for allowing websites to process server-side processes such as databases, user authentication, and etc. So anything that we do that requires the process of a server is actually done by PHP. So that includes login systems that you have pretty much encountered in the day-to-day basis on a website. If the website is powered by PHP, for sure it is used for logging in. So back then, it was well known as a personal homepage because the creator of PHP initially created PHP not because he wanted to create a programming language. He didn't have the intention to have that. His intention why he had the PHP is because he wanted to make his homepage easier to maintain. Yeah, yung homepage pa kailangan. Do you guys have a homepage? Not yet pa. So, but you should create one just in case you want to work. You can, as I said, you could create your own website so that you could tell them na kabalo ko mag-web design. Then, of course, couple of years, people adjust and they started to use the PHP as well, and then it became known as the PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. So that's the current name right now. The modern name of PHP is PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. So mura siya kung recursive, no? What is PHP? PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. Pero ang original name niya kay personal homepage. Kay ang creator na si Rasmus Lerdorf, his intentions was to create a website, a tool that can make his life easier when maintaining his personal homepage. So this is back in 1990s, so you can, and that was the time na wala pa dyan alternatives such as PHP. So, many had pointed out that how ugly the PHP code is. So, some of you or your other classmates might have told you this, which is undeniably true. So, PHP code is really ugly at times, but it's because PHP was not meant to become a programming language. So, di ba na, what a thing, di ba? Programming language sa karon, pero before, there was no intention to do that. A personal project lang ang ni Rasmus. Then, there are cases that you will notice this later. But of course, as version improves, the PHP inconsistencies have been slowly removed as well. So that's kind of a good thing. So, however, even though it was not designed as a programming language, it did not stop. It became a full functional programming language that has the features that you actually want. Like, some of you really use an array, you can use an array in PHP, no problem with that. So, things that you expect in a programming language today is offered by PHP as well. So, why do you say that PHP, even though it was not a programming language, it became popular and it became a programming language? It is because, I answered that question now, ang PHP is sikat. Why it became so popular? Because back in 1995, there was no other alternative. Like, you have CGI, katong yung kasi yung program. But aside from that, there is ASP, which is paid. But what about people who cannot afford ASP? Diba? So, PHP, even though it was not designed to be like that, it became what it is today because back then there was no alternative. So, never yung sikat ng isa ka buta because sila ang una. And furthermore, free siya. Free. Kasi bayad ko sa ASP o to, dati siguro, ang $200, dako na siya. So, yeah, the amount really is very much. So, how does it work? So, originally, PHP is just a collection of predefined scripts that helps reduce code redundancy. Walang gina siya ang purpose back then. And make it easier to generate new pages on the fly. So, thanks to the fact that you can embed the script on the file. So, basically, the PHP is attached to a web server. So, as I have explained to you last Monday, and every time the web server encounters a PHP request, the PHP temporarily takes over and processes any PHP request and then turns it into an HTML code. So this explains why PHP is never seen in the browser side. So even if you view the source, you cannot see the code of the PHP code. So to give you an example, so this is an example of a PHP code. So the browser will, any of these browsers will connect to the web server. So this is Apache, by the way. So consider this icon na feather na but I can describe this one, gradient na red and orange. So it connects to that web server. So at the moment, the web server processes this part na nasa box. Okay? Then the web server encounters the PHP code. The PHP code will now be sent to the PHP plugin. And then this one over here, this is the PHP code, right? It will get entered into an actual code. And that starts the PHP. Then now it gets returned to the browser. So this is how it appears to your side, but in the server side, this is how it looks like. Na PHP na tab. So, di ba no? it converts that. After the PHP is done processing its part, doing its part, it will go back and return the output. If na, pag wala yung output, gibutang, empty lang po yung gibutang. Pretty much like. So, the syntax. So, PHP is a loosely tied programming language. Meaning to say it does not care too much about data typing. So, maybe in your case, when you have a program in, let's say, Java, okay, so, di ba if you have program in Java, you will have this in data types, right? Things that you have learned on your first year. So in PHP, those still exist, but you don't need to call it. You don't need to tell PHP that this variable will be in. You don't need that. That's how straightforward PHP can be. So that's why we call it as a loosely type because it's not very strict. Pwede ang variable na busang-busang ng type. You cannot do that on Java. Diba? Like kung in number, ang variable na number, in talaga siya for its lifetime. But in PHP, it can change. That's the beauty of it. So aside from that, it follows every ruling of the programming language. So, dapat ang variable na declare, ang variable dapat na gamitan ng silent operator. So the same rules that you have already known in Java and VB and other programming language alike will still be applied here. So of course, before you can do that, you have to put all PHP code inside what they call as the magic tag. So the magic tag is, kung wala pa nyo na-observe rin is this one. So this is the entry tag and this is the closing tag. So it's a bit different to HTML. Eh, di ba sa HTML, may tag, then may closing tag. Nakalagay na sa closing tag, kina ay forward slash. But in here, this is how the magic code, the magic tag of PHP works. So, how the tag works. So, unlike other HTML tags, the PHP tag is not an actual HTML tag. So, they designed it this way so that there are no conflicts in HTML. So, although pwede ko to, makaya ko na mausap, it can be done that the magic tag will be not look like this, but rather an actual HTML tag. Okay, less than sign, PHP, greater than sign, less than sign, forward slash. It can be done, but they designed it to not be like that, so that new tags of HTML in the future will not really conflict. So you can trace the tags in any part of the page as the processing doesn't really matter as long as the order of the code is the same. So this is also one of the key things that you need to know. So, di ba sa HTML ay ruling na kung mga kuan, if possible, you can put the CSS code, the JavaScript code in the head tag, if possible. And then everything else will be put in the body. Diba? May strict na ruling yung always starts first with HTML. But then again, remember PHP code is not an actual HTML, so it doesn't matter. So we need to say you can start it in the middle if you wanted to. In the body build, body tag. You can put it at the top corner. So before the PHP code is HTML is displayed, or you can do it after. Doesn't really matter. You can put it anywhere you want it to. That's the thing when you go with PHP. So there's no strict ordering as long as it will work in that way. So also there's a rule that that you have to understand. So all statements must end with a terminator, semicolon. So lagyan mo semicolon in here. A, B, and B, nalad na mo gamay na wala semicolon, but you have to return to this one. So just like in Java. I don't know if you love Java, but Java has the semicolon in here. So I guess in here we should start off. We should start. Okay. Let's see. Start. Okay. Perfect. I think this was the last one from our previous lecture. Okay, I'll open this one in here and open the localhost. So we will do some things. So I'll create a new folder, actually a new project, and then use the PHP code with it. So simple sa ta, then we will use Mobilize. Para at least ma-appreciate ninyo. Wow. PHP demo. Okay. I'll put it in. Okay. So let's start. So you have seen the magic tab, and you know the rule that it always ends. Every statement must end with a semicolon. So now we should go with one of the basic tasks when you are starting a programming language. Is how do you declare a variable? So PHP has a unique naming rule with variables. So unlike other programming language, you don't need to declare the data type. So there's no need for in, then data type name, variable name, then whatever the values will be. So if you want to read or call variables, you must add a $sign before the variable name. The $sign will check. So more importantly, variables in PHP do not require declaring a variable data type, which explains why it is called a loosely typed programming language. So loosely typed translate. So note that other programming languages share this trait as well. So it's not exclusively to PHP, but it can be applied to JavaScript, Python, Ruby, and Lua. So there's a lot of programming languages. From unique lang sa PHP, the only property that is unique to PHP is that it requires you the $sign to call in the variables. So there are other programming languages that are loosely typed, but among this list of programming language, only PHP requires you to use the $sign for variables. Okay? So in here, we could do it like this. There's the HTML tab, then you insert the declaration of variable, which is name. So name is Jeff, then hello, then you insert again the PHP code with the name value. So it's Jeff right now. Then what will happen is that hello, Jeff will appear. So let's try to copy this code for a start. Let me remove my face in here. Oops. Okay. Then let's put it on the center. Okay. So let's start first with basics. So we will copy that one. So basic.html. Okay. Open it in Sublime Text. Then let's copy the code. So doc.html. Klaro ba? We can change that. We don't have to. Color scheme. Oh, it's a bit harder this time. This one is much more clear. Body. So put it in here, let's put a name. Hello, IT234 class. Start with that. So refresh. So we can actually see that. PHP demo, then the basic HTML. So this is the basic HTML pa. So we will add a declaration of PHP in here. So let's add the magic tag PHP. Then let's put in here name is equal to Jeff. Then we will remove this one PHP echo name. Okay, notice it's an HTML extension. Let's try. It did not display. Wait. I think I missed the echo. No. Let's see. View the source. Okay, so look at this one. Now I want you to notice one thing first. So it did not do anything. Wala yung appear na PHP code. But if you view the source, the PHP code is visible. So this is one thing that you need to understand. It's that when you run a PHP code, the extension should not be in HTML, should not be in CSS, JavaScript, but rather it should be in .php. So I went for this one first. Ito yung ginako ni para maklaro ninyo. Basic.php. So obviously PHP. As you can see, now it works. So if we view the source again, you will see that wala na. There's no PHP code anymore. You don't see it. So when you use the PHP, you need to have the file in the .php extension. Modular yung one thing you need to know with this one. So okay, so in here we can change it the value of the name to anything we want it to be. So if we don't want Jeff, we want Karen. Just need to change that. Refresh this one. It's still in .html. So let me save it as basic.php. Okay. So we refresh this one. As you can see, changes to Karen. If we want to changes to something else, like changes to. So in PHP, you have the tag, and then pretty much you can put it anywhere. So I'm declaring the variable in here. So normally in practice, what we often do is we declare our variables in the top corner. Para that way, mas-separate ang HTML of ang PHP code. One ginabuhat sa uban. But there are others that separates it into a file. We will explore that later. So sometimes this gets a bit long, it's very long. So what people do is they do something else with this. They separate it into a file, which we will do later. So, input and output. So, for output, if you want to produce an output in PHP, you must add an echo command before the value you are trying to project. So, I think you have seen this naman, diba? So, when I demonstrated your code, I had an echo in there. So, unlike, let us say, Java, where you need to enclose it in parentheses, the echo is the only command that does not require you to add a parentheses. So, other methods later that we will learn, there is it's necessary to have a parenthesis, but only echo does not require you to have a parenthesis. So, although the input for input it's a bit tricky because there is no direct way for us to intervene with the PHP preprocessor. Okay, remember, PHP is just a plug-in to the web server. So, most of the time, if you want to communicate with PHP preprocessor, we need to communicate with the middleman. And can anybody guess who is the middleman in this case? Yes, the web server is the middleman. So, we have to communicate to the web server and tell the web server that we will talk to PHP. So that will be the case. So we will rely on basic HTTP command. So it's in here anyways. So there are plenty of ways you can do that actually. So I think I discussed this before on Monday, but to reiterate, we have forms. And the other two are JavaScript specific, which are Ajax and sockets. So for the meantime, we won't be discussing the other two, but only on form stuff. So when we use the form, since it's part of the HTML standard, there is a tag specifically designed for that. And we call that as the form tag. So have you seen this one? Have you used this one? So the form tag is used to create an HTML form for user input. The form element can contain one or more following form elements. It can contain as many inputs as possible. So, the form tag has two very important attributes that we must know before using it. This is because the two plays a vital role when we want to tell the web server how to react to it. So, it can be it will react with the EXP, it can be it will react with the PHP, depending on the flag we use. So, the first one is necessary. It's called the method. So, which specifies the method of transmitting data. And then the action, so this is optional, but if you set it, specifies where it should send the data to. So if not specified, it will call the page recursively. So we need to say, when we say call the page recursively, so let's say the name of your web page is about that PHP. And then you put the form. Wala ko specify na action. So the web page it will call to is still about that PHP. A recursive man. It calls itself. So in the method, there are actually two values that you need to know. Or actually, there are only two possible values. These are post and get. So this request is part of the HTTP standard, and this is the means for us to communicate with PHP. So, para maka-input ka, magamit ka kung either post or get. So, even Ajax and the sockets still use the method here. Pero, ang lain na sa ito, kinagamit ka ang form tag. Muna form ang bitawag sa iya. Clear? So, I'll try to differentiate the two. So, the post method is a method wherein which the data is attached inside the HTTP request. So due to this, because it is attached, we are able to send large chunks of data. So normally, when we upload the data to a web server, we use the post. Ano yung nalala? So upload mo, like ever imagine how we do that? We use the post. So the post is our means to send data to the server. Like when you upload your photo in Facebook, we use the post request. So, this way, data set is encrypted in the sense that it is impossible to replicate it. So, once it is sent. Okay, sometimes, ever notice that when you refresh the page, it will tell you that the document is expired. Nakatry na mo na? When you close the browser, you open it again, you notice that the web page that you last opened will not load, but rather it will tell you that this document has expired because they are using the post method. Authentication. So, the other one is the insecure, but most by a lot of stuff because you can do one thing with that. I'll ask you this again once we uncover that one. So the get method is a method where data is attached inside the URL instead of the HTTP request. So bound na siya sa URL. So we may not be able to send larger files, but we may be able to share the URL across other users. So this is when you search. This is why dapat na siya. When you search in Google, you notice that once you press the search button, it generates garbled text. Diba? Ever notice that? Once you search in Google, there will be keywords that you notice that it's a garbled, you cannot read it, but it's there. It is because they're using the get. So So it is not actually a garbled text, but depending on the case, in Google Sense, it is encrypted. So that's why you cannot read it. But an unencrypted get will allow you to actually know what values you actually pass. So I have here a more diagram. Not that's diagram, but a picture to give you a clue. So because in post, once you send it to the web server, it's a request. So still it's the same page, but it's inside the request. So there's a post, then who is the host, and then the value. So the value and the key, which the key person. So the data key is person, and the value of the key is there. So note this is not visible to the server. On the other hand, if it is a get, it will look like this. It's a URL. URL view the localhost test asking the PHP, then a question mark, then person is over here. So this is visible to the browser. So my question is, gaano kaha ginagamit ang get over post? Anybody have a clue? So we got a link. So as long as we didn't change the code, we can put this onto, we can send this a message to the messenger, and once your friends will click on it, the same page that you actually saw will appear to them as well. So my question is, ano ka mas gamit ang get sa post? Can anybody tell me? Maklaro yun na wala lang daming ano. So, have you heard of the bookmark? Do you use the bookmark? No, you don't. Kaya you didn't even get the reason why they use the get. So maybe some of you use it on certain occasions, but if you really are a heavy user of bookmark, this one over here is the reason why. Why do you bookmark the Google search? Oh, because you want to save it for later. You want it to be shared later. And then the best part is, if you're using the get, it will be as is. For example, like page 9 of 10 sa Google search, you bookmark it. Then, let's say you left your computer for a week, so on vacation ka. When you come back, open the bookmark, still it's the same. Ang post is a bit different because you cannot bookmark a post. Why? Because the post will always be empty. Kung ako sa name sa page, maura nito. Nothing more. Oh, di ba? Sa Facebook, you cannot bookmark in Facebook unless you specifically click the save or post. Kanang click din mo na appear on your window, it will load that. But for most part, it does not because it's post. Post. It's still post. When it expires, you notice that when you refresh the page, you notice that it did not load, but I told you that the document was expired. That means probably it's using post. Hold that. Okay, so let us try this one. So example, so we have a code over here. So much more better kung ato na siyang in practice. We will use this one. So what are the two attributes again? So these are post and get. And then, no. That's the value. Method and action. So let's start first with the modifying the basic.php. So we will add a form tag over here. Then we will add an input. So name, input, type, text. Okay. Then H. Input, type, text, number will do. Okay, so I'm using IE, so I'm not going to continue this one. I'm going to close IE. It's not close. Di siya mag-close. Bahala siya. We will use this one instead. Okay, we will use Chrome instead because it has the number tag. So PHP demo basic.php. So we have here the age. So as you can see, if your browser supports the age type, it has like what we call this. There's a term for this one. Spinner. Yeah, I think it's a spinner. You can see, and you cannot type anything. You cannot type a character. You can type a number, but certainly if you try to type a character, it will not register. Okay, so we will use this too. So how do we put the age on the bottom? So of course we use the break BR. Then let's add also horizontal HR for the horizontal line. Let's see over here. Should break this one. Okay. Let's add one more space, and then in here we will type a button. So input type submit. Value is send. So okay, we have now the form that we want to have. So now we need to have the method. So let's try first with recursive. So when we are going for recursive, meaning to say our code, our PHP code will be inside HTML, but not separate. Ano siya? So we have already the name in here. So let's put another attribute in here called name. So could be name of the person name. Then in here, the age will be person age. Okay. So now that we have the two, let me turn off word wrapping me para di Okay. What I will do in the PHP code is simple. So if it detects that there's a value already, there's already a value, it will not display the form, but rather a welcome. So in here, it's a method. So let's start first with post. Then in here, let's add a person name, empty, person age, empty. Then we will have an if. So we need to check if it is actually defined. So if is set $sign post person name, to check if the person name is already submitted, then and where do I put this? Stay in here. Post person age. We'll go to this one. Echo, you have submitted the data. Okay? So at least we have a way to check this out. So let's try. Refresh the page, nothing happens. We input a value, we put in send, and as you can see, you have submitted the data will appear. Okay, let's see over here. So this is for integrated, so very similar to my example over here. So this one, this is another one. But in here, we use the get. So instead of using the post, it's $_ get. And remember, the post and get variable is case sensitive. But to make you guys, to make it easier to familiarize, make sure that all of the cases for the get and post variables is capital or uppercase. Now that we have the recursive, what we will do next is we will go for the separate file. So in here, in this example, we have the index HTML. So it's a bit more shorter, but there is an action tag present. So an action attribute that is pointing to say hello.php. And then in the say hello.php contains this code. So in here, we can just remove this whole code, put it to a new file called askperson.php. Paste this content, and then let's see. Put an action in here. Action is askperson.php. So we will refresh this one. So as you can see, similar message that you sometimes see when you refresh the page will occur because we're using post for the meantime. So let's try this one. 133434. So you can see I've submitted it. But now you notice that there is no button for the others. It's because in post, in a separate file, once it's done, it will only load this particular area. We could put a back button, or we could put an href in here called HTML body. Could put a link ahref basic.php, go back. Then, okay. So we could do that. So go back. Okay, now we will change it to from post to get. So we will have to change this one to get. And then in the basic.php, we change the method from post to get. Then let's see the changes of this one. Okay? I want you to observe the address bar. So to help you guys out, I'm going to bring out the magnifier. I want you to look closely into the address bar. So even click on send. You notice? Automatically. And of course, it appears in here. You have submitted the data. To guarantee that it is actually working, we could add or modify the ask that person. So instead of echo, you have submitted data. Hello there. Then echo get person name. That you are now person age years old. Okay? So we can hear you. Hello there, Steven. You are now. Oops. Wala pa man. Dapat get pa niya siya. Person age. Okay? You are now 44. Now, since you're using get, remember I told you na you can use the URL. So, we can copy this one, open it on Internet Explorer. So, let's see, this is, your friend is using IE. We refresh, we copy the link, it's still the same. We can even bookmark this thing. So, favorites, add this to favorites. You can just load this one anytime. Yes. 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 No, that's correct. That's a correct assumption. So, the post and get is a standard of HTTP. So, it is in the web server. Now, The purpose there's an action is because we want it to know what whose plugin is going to react. So the action's purpose is, let's say for example, I want this to react in PHP. So that's why there's an action in there. Now, if your website, your link is built in with the PHP, automatically it will assume the PHP ang code. You cannot use ASP and PHP at the same time. So only one plugin at a time. So let's say, looking back to our code, this over here highlights that. Okay, once I have submitted the data, I will send this and I will let PHP process the ask that I ask person to PHP. On it. There are others, but we won't be getting that. Yes, there are cases where they randomize this, but there's a different purpose. But for now, we don't need this for this. Because everything we do right now is refresh. So, let's say, di ba, mapansin ba ninyo? Like, if I submit the data, like in here, watch the icon of the website. So, if I send, it will actually refresh the page. So, if we're going to use the random thing, you will be using JavaScript for that. But it's not like we're going for random. So, just memorize the post and get it. Okay, wala man ang kailangan pa din yung karon. That's all what you need right now. Direct something complicated. Okay, what other question? So, thank you by the way. Asa, ata so ba? Pus ganda gamay? Actually, you're asking if I can call PHP to other programming language. Now, before I answer that, we will recall first the web server. So, if you remember my discussion on Monday, I told you that there are plugins, di ba? So, PHP is a plugin. The web server is a program. The web server calls PHP. So, yes, you can call the PHP. So, if we actually, to confirm this, there is actually a program called php.exe. So, if you look really hard, there's a file called php.exe. So, this program, this php.exe is called every time the web server notice a request. Na, kanina ta, may PHP kailangan. So, it will call php.exe. That's the first. Okay, other questions? Sinking in pa? Anyways, there's a video for this. So, for others na medyo nag-liso don't catch up, you can just rewatch the video later. I'll upload this whenever I have the chance. Okay, so, di ba, kita ninyo? The beauty of the get is that you can actually bookmark the whole thing. And it will have the same behavior without me resending the data back and back. So even the refresh works without confirmation. That's the beauty of the get. Okay. So rulings and HTML aside. So in order for you to process for PHP to process your data, the input tags should be inside the form. That's the number one rule that you need to understand. Then HTML inputs must have a name attribute. So, di ba notice nyo na name attribute? And if you go and consider ID and classes, they don't count. So, name yung attribute. So, separate it. So, also, there must be at least one input inside the form tag that has the type submit. Okay, the submit will actually do the work for you. So the keys are case sensitive in PHP. So, for example, we have this tag, input type text, and then the name is desk, and the notice that the C is capital C. So it will be called in PHP as less with a capital C. So as you can see, if we want to go with post gihapon, but capital C, it get capital C. Case sensitive, case sensitive. So in here, so let's start using the Mobilize, and we'll create a simple hello program with it. So Mobilize 4. I think this was the one we used earlier. Remove. So, diba, kaya it's a joke. We can do these things with little to less no effort. So, let's try to find an empty area where we can process this. This one would do. Horizontal progress bar. Okay, so we will use this one. Amenity public transport. And then, I think we should go with an input, so to speak. Are there inputs? Nope. Okay, there's none. So we'll just insert input tag anywhere in here. So we have this site already. So we'll let it publish. Publish to local drive. So now it has the IE loading in here. We will edit this one already. So we just want it to be generated by the template, and we'll do the rest of the work. Okay, it's just lagging. Well, to be safe, I'm just going to use Nala Pro. So also, if your web server is lagging, you will also experience that, just like in this one. Okay, so I think what we will do is we will use this progress bar and then some inputs like for amenity, public transport, nightlife, and safety, so that we will have it displayed in here. So let's see what we can do. So we have that already. What is the name of the URL? Simple demo. Then we have the index.html. Open it Sublime. So we have already all of the stuff. So let's see. Horizontal. Click the blue here. Let's see, where is the value for this one? We'll have to modify this one kasi. Inspect the element. Progress bar number. So, progress bar. Okay, so we have the value in here. Let's try to find now have 555 per amenity. So just we could actually see which file we should edit out. But I highly doubt kanini siya. Ah, okay. It's in here, but there's another extra 70%. There must be a skip. Ah, okay. It's using JavaScript already. Assets. The we need to know some things first. What is the manipulate something? Close up it's being annoying. Hmm. No, no, it's not healthy. Ah, okay. It's in the CSS file DI. So where is this MBR then? Oh, MBR. Okay, found the whole thing. Assets, overrides, yes. Okay, so we're going to edit this one out. So apparently it's a whole mess. So just need to find the content in here. 80. Just need to find out. 1792 spot red long. Okay, so these are the progress bars. We can change this one. So from 70, let's take it to 10. And then refresh this. Should change. It's a bit sluggish. Okay, so it has changed. So what we will do is, how do we change this uh, in the PHP? So certainly we have the content over here. We can copy this into the index.html. So I'm going to close the others. So being annoying. So in here, we will have a style. Inline digital style. Style. That's this one. And then in our inline style, we will add the CSS codes in here. Okay? So, for example, I want this to 70. Can try and see if it overrides. Being really, really slow. Okay, so it changes to 70. So, for starters, to embed the PHP code in the template, we have to rename the HTML to PHP. So, of course. That way, localhost, then simple demo. So it now will load the index.php instead. Don't know what's going on, why it's so slow today. Dapat automatic na mo siya mo respond yun. Ano? Control Shift del, your touch. So sometimes also you have to clear the cache in order to reflect the changes in the website that you're actually developing. Ah, so let's close this one. We don't need this. Okay, so we have the progress bar in here. So what we will do is, let's add instead of adding this progress bar, we don't need this. What we need is the input. So input type, let's add first the amenities. Amenities ba itong nauna? Amenity. Then input type number. Name is equal to amenity. BR. Then public transport. Input type number. Name is equal to public transport. Then nightlife. Input type number. Name is equal to nightlife. BR. Then finally, safety. Input type number gyapon. Name is equal to safety. So BR, HR. Then finally, in here, input type submit. Value refresh. Okay. Okay, and the last one is add I put this into a form. Form method is equal to get. We'll use the get. Then form. So let's try to see changes. It's slow. Ah, it did not refresh. Capitalize. No, in the HTML, it doesn't need to be capital, but in the PHP, yes. It's not loading. Index.php. So for sure, you know what? I'm going to use the browser memory. It's really running slow. It's that simple demo. Ah, that's why it's slow. I'm connected to a Wi-Fi, it seems. Because abnormal mo ko yung slow ko to. Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm really connected. No wonder it's so slow. Okay. Click blue here. It's not Control Shift Del. Up to It's not changing. Somebody's changing the value. It's not reflecting the changes. Go ahead. I Okay, so it seems like na same mistake again. So I keep on saving the HTML data, then I have to reload it on PHP. So I have to remove this one. It's really getting on my nerves. Okay. Okay, so now it's in here. Been trying to spawn this button, and then finally we have the choice, the chance rather. Okay, so let's put a PHP code in here. So let's add some value. Amenity is by default 0 at 17. Content is 80. I don't know. Was that amenity transport is equal to 80. Then nightlife is equal to 90. And finally safety is equal to 100. So in here, we can override this and then add a PHP code in here. So that's how inflexible it can be. Echo amenity. Then in here, PHP echo transport. Then in here, PHP echo nightlife. Of course, a semicolon. You don't need to forget. Then finally in here, echo safety. Okay. So other things that we need to do. Okay, in here, if he set get amenity. Oops. Amenity. Then amenity is equal to get amenity. Then if where was that? Okay. Then if he set get nightlife, get if that way we could have the values for each. Then for the value, we put also that in here. Value is equal to add the PHP code. Public transport. In here, amenity, nightlife, and then safety. Okay, let's try now. Oh, it's returning empty one. Let's see if I have something missing. Okay, not that. Okay, so I think we have some changes now. Let's try. Refresh the page. So as you can see, it reflects already. So we'll have just to change the progress bar, I believe. We need to find out asang value ano yung nag-change. Progress bar. It's in the class, so we just have to change this one as well. What the? Progress primary. So we will have to add these values in here. Shh. Amenity. And then for the transport, we change this the value. Then for the nightlife, and then for the safety, nawala na yung tawag. Try. Do I have the right thing? Let me check for once. Okay. Refresh. 44. Just change. Ay, okay. Napali ko yung isip yan. Here. Okay, so now it changes the bar as well. So as you can see, I'll try to change the size of the zoom. So I'll change to 60 amenity. Refresh the page, as you can see, it changes to it. So on and so forth. Then try to increase the numbers to 100. Then pretty much we do that. So as you can see, the power of the template is of course confusing siya at first. But once you get into this part later, I'll try to give you activities where you will have to use the templates. That way, you can do things like this one. Much more easier. So I don't know kung kasabot mo sa ulibot ba mo lang. But I was just searching for what values to change so that these things will actually apply. So of course, there's a lot of things that you can do aside from this. So this is just an example. But as you can see, what we did right now, we apply PHP code to this one, and then look at the applications that we can do. So, yes, any questions? Ha? Mas, mas dako sabi ya. I just, it's in template. So. But one thing is to be, for sure, if you apply, if you add your own progress bar from scratch yun mo. Diba? So, as you can see with this one, little effort. You just need to find the values to change, and then pretty much the template is all yours. You can do anything with it. That's it. Okay, so any question? Yes, individual. No, it's up to you. But I highly recommend you use templates because, to be honest with you, the the outputs are really needs improvement if you don't apply a template to your work. I will give some requirements, but certainly you will have to use the template for that. Either there are actually two of them. There is this Mobilize and then the one I just showed to you yesterday. No, not yesterday, but on Monday the Ping and Go. So tomorrow we are on the laboratory, so we have the chance to use the Ping and Go in there. So both of them are drag and drop. The only problem that you guys will have is that you need to find the values which one to look for. But anyways, that can be easily taught. As you can see, wala pa magod mo ito inspect. That's why some of you really don't have the idea what type of how to adjust it. So, if there are no questions, yes. If there are any no questions, so get 1/4. We will have a quiz. And then, pabalik ko pag i-close. Gusto niya, Brianna? Now, this time we will collect the paper. No, I will collect the paper this time.